Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
When Robyn joined the family in 2010, she was initially presented as a refreshing, vibrant addition who was ready to embrace plural marriage. She brought with her 3 children from a previous marriage, Dayton, Aurora, and Brianna. Kody legally adopted them, presenting it as a noble act of love and commitment. Behind the scenes, however, things were changing quickly. Kody began spending more time with Robyn than with his other wives, and his emotional and physical presence in their lives began to wane. At first, viewers chalked it up to the new wife glow or a honeymoon phase. But as the years wore on, Kody's favoritism became more entrenched, and many started suspecting Robyn had more than just charm working in her favor. The strongest evidence of this growing influence could be seen in Robyn's relationship with her daughter, Aurora. Aurora was always shown as being extremely close to Robyn, so close that it bordered on emotionally enmeshed. This tight bond would soon become a tool in Robyn's alleged arsenal for keeping Kody tied to her emotionally. Chapter 2: Aurora's role in Kody's emotional traps. Kody has long said he's protective of Aurora. He's described her as sensitive, anxious, and deeply loyal. Robyn has backed up these claims, often portraying Aurora as a child who needs special care, boundaries, and constant emotional reassurance. On the surface, this may seem like maternal attentiveness. But when placed in the larger context of family manipulation, it starts to look more like control. According to family insiders and speculation from longtime fans, Robyn often involved Aurora in discussions that should have been reserved for the adults. Whether it was about Kody's decisions, his frustrations with the other wives, or his emotional burnout, Aurora seemed to always be present, not necessarily by her own choice, but by Robyn's. In several episodes, Aurora would cry when Kody considered visiting another wife or traveling for holidays without Robyn. And strangely enough, those tears often changed Kody's plans. Was Aurora simply expressing the pain of a young woman afraid of losing her father figure, or was she absorbing and amplifying Robyn's emotions, essentially becoming her mother's emotional mouthpiece? Chapter 3: Kody's other children began to notice. One of the most damning indications that something was off came from Kody's relationships with his other children. Over time, viewers watched as his once close bonds with kids like Garrison, Gabriel, Hunter, and even Savannah and Isabel deteriorated. These were children who used to look up to their father with admiration, but as Robyn's influence over Kody grew, those relationships crumbled. Many of Kody's kids voiced their heartbreak over how much time he spent at Robyn's house and how little he prioritized them. They spoke of rules that only seemed to apply to them, not to Robyn's kids. Some even admitted they felt like strangers to their father. One theory that gained traction among fans was that Kody stayed away from his other children because it would upset Aurora. Robyn allegedly told Kody that Aurora's anxiety and panic attacks worsened when he left home. By making his absence feel like abandonment, not just to Robyn, but to Aurora, she gave him a powerful emotional reason to stay put. Essentially, Robyn may have created a psychological loop in Kody: if he leaves, Aurora suffers; if Aurora suffers, Robyn is distressed; and if Robyn is distressed, he is failing as a husband. This cycle kept him tethered to one home, her home. Chapter 4: The Breaking Point. Kody finally sees the pattern. For years, Kody appeared blind to this emotional entrapment. He defended Robyn at every turn, insisted his decisions were based on fairness, and vilified the other wives for not supporting the family structure. But in recent interviews and scenes from season 19, cracks began to appear. Kody started to voice suspicions that he had been emotionally manipulated. He expressed confusion over why he felt so loyal to a household that often made him feel powerless. In one tense moment, he admitted that he felt pressured to perform emotionally at Robyn's house and guilty every time he tried to see his other kids. The revelation came like lightning, perhaps during a therapy session or an off-camera argument, where Kody began to connect the dots. His love for Aurora had been weaponized. Robyn wasn't just protecting her daughter's emotional health, she was using it to control him. This realization reportedly left Kody shaken. For a man who built his life around leading a family, discovering that he was being led, through carefully orchestrated guilt and emotional dependency, was earth-shattering. Chapter 5, The Fallout, Robyn's Reaction and Kody's Isolation. Once Kody confronted the situation, things didn't go well. Robyn reportedly denied everything, claiming she was just trying to protect Aurora's heart. She insisted Kody was misinterpreting her intentions and accused him of being influenced by the other wives. Aurora, caught in the crossfire, likely felt betrayed, not only by Kody's sudden coldness but also by the implication that her feelings were used as tools in a larger game. The confrontation sent shockwaves through the already fractured family. Kody withdrew even more, disillusioned and emotionally worn down. Robyn, meanwhile, reportedly spiraled into panic, fearing that her hold over the only remaining marital bond in her life was slipping. Meri and Janelle, now emboldened and distanced from the dysfunction, appeared to watch from afar. Christine, already living her best post-Kody life, may have seen this as karmic justice. The power imbalance Robyn once wielded had finally started to collapse. Chapter 6, Fans React, Sympathy or Suspicion? Once the alleged manipulation through Aurora came to light, either through leaked footage, family commentary, or Kody's own confessions, sister wives fans erupted with commentary. Some were heartbroken for Aurora, calling her a victim of emotional triangulation. Others felt she was old enough to understand her role in the family's dysfunction. However, most of the backlash was aimed at Robyn. Accusations of her being a master manipulator, a strategist, and even the downfall of the Brown family dominated social media platforms. Memes, TikToks, and Reddit threads dissected every moment Aurora cried, every time Robyn insisted she was misunderstood, and every decision Kody made that seemed fueled by guilt over Robyn's children. Still, there were viewers who empathized with Robyn, suggesting she may have developed this behavior as a trauma response. After all, she had once been in an abusive marriage. Perhaps her overprotectiveness of Aurora wasn't calculated manipulation, but overcompensation. But even this compassion couldn't excuse the long-term consequences her actions had on the rest of the Brown family. Chapter 7, What Happens Next? Kody's Redemption or Regression. Now that Kody has realized how Robyn may have used Aurora's emotions to control him, the question remains, what will he do with this realization? There are two paths before him. Redemption, Kody could seek reconciliation with his estranged children, acknowledge his missteps, and try to rebuild trust with Janelle and possibly even Meri. He could establish healthy boundaries with Robyn and Aurora and demand a relationship based on honesty, not guilt. Regression, or, he could fall back into Robyn's emotional web. He could justify her actions as maternal instinct and continue allowing Aurora's perceived fragility to dictate his life. This path would likely lead to total isolation, both from the audience and the rest of his family. For a man who once preached unity and love, the stakes couldn't be higher. Conclusion, betrayal from within. In the saga of sister wives, betrayal didn't come from a stranger or an external enemy, it came from the very heart of the family unit. Robyn, in her bid to protect and possibly control her position in the family, may have gone too far. By allegedly using her daughter Aurora as an emotional tether, she didn't just isolate Kody, she broke him. And Kody, once the patriarch who thought he had all the answers, now finds himself betrayed not by his ex-wives or rebellious children, but by the woman he believed was his soulmate. Whether the damage is reversible remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, when emotional manipulation enters a family under the guise of love and protection, the scars can last a lifetime. Kody Brown and this Sister Wives cast member may be on the verge of a shocking breakup despite their feud. Kody Brown, a polygamist patriarch and Sister Wives celebrity, recently indicated that he would like to spend more time with David Woolley. Christine Brown, Kody's third wife until their divorce in 2021, is David's wife. Kody has been surprisingly forthcoming with David Woolley, Christine's new husband. Despite their prior conflicts, she seems to be enjoying his company and wants to maintain friendly relations. Christine has found contentment in monogamy since she married David in October 2023. According to the Sister Wives Season 19 tell-all, David, who owns a construction company, respects Christine's independence and agrees with her distaste for Kody's manipulative ways. David wasn't entirely opposed to the crazy idea after Kody proposed spending more time with him, even talking about the prospect of going on a double date. Christine married David after leaving Kody. In search of genuine happiness, Christine divorced Kody in November 2021. They had 6 children together and been married for 27 years when they decided to call it quits. Growing up in a polygamous household, Christine first welcomed many marriages as Kody's third wife in 1994, but she became disenchanted with his preference for Robyn Brown, his fourth wife. Online dating introduced Christine to David, a widower and father of 8, at the beginning of 2023. They became engaged in April 2023 and had a grandiose wedding in Moab, Utah, in October 2023 as a result of their rapid blossoming relationship. As their families and friends came to celebrate, the sister wives' wedding special was broadcast on TLC. According to Christine, David was her soulmate because he provided the love and respect she so desperately needed. As evidence of their successful collaboration, Christine and David have been constructing an Airbnb empire together. Their happy relationship was emphasized in Sister Wives Season 19, as David upheld Christine's autonomy while establishing clear limits with Kody. Christine's transition from polygamy to a happy monogamous marriage with David is a reflection of her growth as a self-assured, self-reliant woman. The best thing Christine could have done was to leave Kody and start afresh. Kody's crazy concept described. Despite their prior conflicts, Kody Brown surprisingly proposed a guy's trip with David during Sister Wives Season 19. Kody suggested the road trip to promote friendly relations and said he liked David's company. Though she didn't completely reject it, Christine thought the notion was unexpected. David, on the other hand, was dubious and valued maintaining limits with Kody. The couple's circumspect reaction demonstrated their determination to preserve their bliss rather than give in to Kody's offer. The reasons Kody and David should travel. It's possible that Kody and David will get unanticipated advantages from their planned guys trip. The trip presents an opportunity for Kody, who is currently negotiating monogamy with Robyn following the breakdown of his several marriages, to mend fences and show that he has matured beyond his domineering past. Talking to David, a sensible widower who values Christine's happiness, could make Kody re-evaluate his viewpoints and promote responsibility. The trip might strengthen David's ability to establish limits politely and confidently, which would strengthen his position as Christine's encouraging partner. Their blended families may benefit from shared experiences, such as adjusting to new dynamics, which could reduce family conflicts. The Sister Wives Season 19 cast members may experience personal development and more harmonious cohabitation if they tackle this road trip with respect for one another. Christine Brown's decision to leave Kody in November 2021 marked a watershed moment in Sister Wives history. After 27 years of marriage and 6 children, Christine had had enough. Her emotional exit, fueled by years of neglect, favoritism, and emotional distance, wasn't just about ending a marriage, it was about reclaiming her power. Throughout her time in the Brown family, Christine had often felt sidelined. As the third wife in a polygamous arrangement, she once believed deeply in the spiritual purpose of plural marriage. But the cracks began to show when Kody married Robyn Brown, and his attention became increasingly monopolized by his fourth wife. Christine, always known for her sunny personality and nurturing heart, gradually found her voice. She began challenging Kody's decisions, questioning his fairness, and, ultimately, choosing happiness over obligation. Her decision to move to Utah and start over sent a clear message: she would no longer accept less than she deserved. Finding love with David Woolley. In early 2023, Christine met David Woolley through online dating. David, a widower and father of 8, brought a new energy into her life. Where Kody had been controlling and emotionally unavailable, David was supportive, calm, and attentive. Their romance blossomed quickly. Within months, they were engaged, and by October 2023, they were married in a joyful ceremony in Moab, Utah. Christine frequently refers to David as her soulmate, a stark contrast to her decades-long struggle for affection in her marriage to Kody. David encouraged Christine to be her true self, to embrace monogamy, and to lean into her independence, something she'd struggled to maintain in a household ruled by a singular patriarch. Together, they'd built more than just a marriage, they'd formed a business partnership too, running errands and exploring entrepreneurial ventures. Christine's transformation is striking, from a dutiful plural wife to a confident woman standing proudly on her own terms.